My first time ever being with an attractive woman, I blew up in 30 seconds. And here's what I would have done if I had to go back in time. So, you guys don't know, I spent 18 years of my life fat as fuck and dealing with women I never dealt with in my life. I went from really fat to skinny in a year and a half period. And here's all the mistakes I would have done. Never, and I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. So, when I went in there, I was meeting different. Like, I would never met these people. I was dealing with fatter chicks, people overweight, girls I didn't really like. So when I went from fat to skinny, I was dealing with higher caliber women, and that's something I was not used to, and it's shown. So if I had to go back in time, I would have told myself, Rico, you need to take ashwagandha. Why do I recommend this? Because it lowers your happiness, your anxiety when you go in there. Because one thing I struggled with for a long time is me being excited to meet a woman. I was like never dealt with them. I was always dealing with these lower caliber women. So when I got these higher quality chicks, or so I said, I actually didn't know how to react. And I would blow up almost immediately. It didn't take long. I was like quick to burst, if we're keeping it real. So what changed me was I started taking this, and it lowered my whole mood swings. And it made me remind me that I am not fat. I'm this guy now. If I want to continue to be this guy, I need to act like this guy, not this guy. The overweight, over fat kid who barely got some ass. And the reason why I'm telling you guys is this, is so you can learn from my mistake. And if I were fat, here what I would have done is I would have taken this while I was fat, while I wasn't getting no ass. So you naturally get accustomed to this lifestyle. Because if you don't, you're gonna go in there with negative reviews, people making fun of you, and I don't want that for you guys. This thing has helped me a lot. I'm not sponsored by this. I just love this brand. It's from Costco. You can get it for like $15, and it really is not that much. It's affordable. I think you can afford it if you are going into that phase. Now, one thing I do want to say with this one is I take it 2 times every before I sleep, or before I go to a date, or any social event that I know I'm gonna be like, oh man, I got my shit through the roof. And this thing doesn't solve it, because the main thing, it only aids it. So the main thing that actually does help, it only assists when you change your mentality. When you go from that fat kid to the ripped kid, you need to change it. Because if you're stuck in this way and you're this way, it's never gonna work. So you need a transition here, because once you get here, this will only help it in reinforcement. And also, this has helped me a lot in an other way. Magnesium. What does this have to do with sexual performance? It has helped me like with my muscles, like be lasting longer, endurance, and I believe that it also helps me longer in staying hard during the transaction, because this is how I actually use this. I use this before I go on a date or I go meet up, because this has helped me. Don't think there's any scientific studies that actually support this, but I use it all the time, and I give it a shot too. Also, if you're not in the weight loss journey and you don't want to go through the whole weight loss process, I still highly recommend just taking organs too, as it increases your testosterone. In hindsight, it increases your mood, and whenever you get to the bedroom, you have stronger performance. And that's what I would have done if I had to go back in time and tell myself, hey, calm down. It's okay. I know you're dealing with more women, but you gotta calm down, because if you don't, you're gonna be left with horrible experiences, and you're gonna be laughed at. And these girls tell people, they spread word quick, and I don't want that for you guys. So I appreciate you guys looking at this video. Follow me on Instagram at FearlessXRico for more tips and tricks, and I'll see you guys on the next one.